This is new video of a toppled tree that was in Mount Helix. Just a small taste of the damage that was caused by the winds today. We have team weather coverage starting with Emily Valdez in the East County with how some business owners had to strap down their products today. Emily.
Yeah, that's right. I'm up here in Alpine. That is the I-8 corridor. Traffic's flowing smoothly. We've had the winds die down a little bit. We're getting a little gust right now. You can see by my wind chime, the gusts here about 20 miles an hour or so, according to the National Weather Service. But like you said, I found one business owner in Alpine who literally had to strap down his products so they didn't blow away. Crazy high winds knocked over this big old tree in Mount Helix.
We were sort of surprised at the jacaranda tree, and we sure hate losing it because it was beautiful.
Well, the wind's always a problem here, especially the last couple of weeks. All of these large animals have been knocked over.
Here at Alpine Gardens and Gifts, they did some preemptive strapping before the winds hit. This time, at least the big stuff, the bears and dinosaurs, stayed put. Pretty much everything on this spool had knocked over, except for the one in the middle. The only casualties, some small plants. Signs posted on I-8 warned drivers of the high winds. But there was no warning when this tree came down Thursday morning in El Cajon.
It was a beautiful shade tree, and it just went flying over.
Luckily, no one was hurt. Back out here live, I want to show you we have some greenage, you could say, from our recent rains. But if you look underneath this is all dead, dry brush. And so we still have this very serious fire hazard. Firefighters also say that our winds have set us off into fire season a little bit early. I'm live in Alpine. Emily Valdez, 10 News.
Yeah, we dodged a bullet there. Thank you, Emily. 10 News meteorologist Craig Herrera continues our team coverage from the coast where the winds knocked down these trees and smashing a family's minivan as well.
Well, tree cutters have been here taking care of what's left of the 2 eucalyptus trees that came down, landing on this little mini SUV, and inside you can see the 2 car seats. Take a look at those 2 70 to 80-foot eucalyptus trees sitting on that minivan.
I thought, oh my goodness, I'm so glad my kids weren't out here.
John Van Wolferen says he and his 2 young boys were inside their home and just about to walk outside to get into those car seats in the minivan.
I just heard this huge noise and was like, what the heck is that?
It's okay.
They were going to the airport to pick up the kids' grandparents.
The first thing we asked about the kids, because the 2 kids were going to go, and our grandsons, they're going to go and pick us up, and they were on their way to get in the car.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. Neighbor Ted Laurie called 10 News to tell us about the trees.
The wind was just howling about 9 o'clock. We heard this big crack and hitting the metal, so we came out and looked, and the tree was down.
I think it's terrible.
Neighbor Susie Abeta Rivera was outside with her daughter and dogs when the trees came down.
This tree did not look weak. I mean, look at it. It's nice and green and pretty. You would never think this tree would come down. Never.
The trees were near a kids' play area and more were swaying in the winds.
There's some pretty big trees over there. I'm hoping they're gonna hold up to the winds.
Tree cutting crews arrived about 3 hours later to clean up the mess. In Cardiff, Craig Herrera, 10 News.
And in addition to the wind, we had record heat around the county today. And Pat Brown is in the 10 News Pinpoint Weather Center with the impressive numbers. Pat.
Yeah, Kimberly, today Santa Ana winds flowed all the way to the coast, where Imperial Beach, Cardiff, and Carlsbad reported gusts in excess of 30 miles an hour. But it was in the East County where we saw the highest gusts today. Sill Hill topped the list at 82 miles an hour. That was at 8 this morning. Alpine 54, Julian was 53, and Descanso at 48. Now, we felt record highs in El Cajon and Chula Vista at 87 degrees. San Diego tied our record high at 86. Vista, you tied your record high at 87 degrees. Encinitas and Lemon Grove soared to 85. Coming up, well, you're going to fall in love with this weekend's Valentine's Day forecast. How much cooler it will be.